How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you the Rank 4 Franken-Castle CCP gameplay. Keep in mind I'm running off of this information, even though I did see it before. It was definitely here, but at some point disappeared, and so I kind of just had to rely on like the deep dive and stuff. I'm going to save my conclusion for the end, but I will be talking over the gameplay, just giving you my thoughts overall. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe, trying to get to 5,000 before the end of the year. All right, let's get into the video. Okay, starting with Immortal Abomination. He does pretty well against this fight. And again, all these fights are just kind of me just fighting whoever I could really think of. And we do fight a lot of the meta champions as well. So don't worry, we will get to that. But I do want to say up front, yeah, he does encounter a lot of them, in my opinion. There are certain champions that he can counter pretty well, but all the heavy hitters, Yelena, Serpent, Dark Phoenix, like all those, Deathless Thanos, like whoever, just think of somebody, he doesn't do the best at countering. But when it's just like, you know, a regular science champion or I think, oh, what's his name? I already forgot his name because he's so mid. The one that puts a lot of buffs on you. The leader. He counters him very well. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I played this guy and I almost wished I was playing Mr. Knight, if that says anything. But here's one of his premium matchups that I was really worried about as a Modok Glazer, with a rank 4 Modok that I put on defense. I don't know if he's going to be quite as effective, or it's going to be quite as easy to counter Modok with this guy as I thought. You can obviously parry heavy and stuff like that, but he just didn't seem to. So there's the crush, but then it goes on cooldown after that one combo. So you would have to chain that into your special attack, which I didn't do here by accident. And yeah, just trying to, there's a lot going on with his, you know, unstoppable and all that kind of stuff. So, so there we go. Boom. Get some incinerates on. And it just, I felt like every fight just felt messy with this guy. That's the best way I can describe it. Everything felt messy, and I don't like that. I like my champions being very, very clean and understanding what they're doing at all times. And maybe it's something where I would have gotten used to it eventually, you know, if I was trying to use him. But I mean, I can just use other people for like almost every matchup that we're showing, right? He doesn't really, unless there's a champion, maybe High Evolution, he's going to get buffed or something and you're going to need him. Or maybe his prestige is really high. I didn't really check that. But I don't really know why anyone would off the top of my head go for this champion per se over already readily available scale champions. We have Okoye, we have Nick Fury, we have Yelena, like, you know what I mean? So I don't really know. You know, he fits a nice little niche, and that's about it, I think. That's about it. I am going to show you all these fights though, because I do want you to be able to, well, see what he does. So basically, the ramp is special 2, then special 1. And I think playing him, here's the leader. Playing him, he does really good here. I would have probably, how I would play him, you know, looking back, is I'd probably wait till I was almost to 3 bars of power before throwing my special 2. And then that way I could launch multiple special 1s with all the incinerates on. Because the more incinerates are on the opponent, I believe the more damage that special 1 does. And yeah, I mean, you can almost like parry heavy with this champion if you wanted to build up just those incinerates and then just spam special 1 maybe for like a quicker fight. But yeah, once you get here to all the incinerates and you got your berserks up, you're doing really good damage. I'm using a relic to increase critical damage, and I'm also using his stat focus to increase critical damage. And look at that bursties. 44k bursties off the 16k crits. Not bad, dude. All right, so here's one of those fights I want to show. Photon, can you do it? Yeah, but not better than anyone else. In fact, probably worse with everything he's got going on. He has no way to counter her, oh my gosh, her overdrive or whatever mode, light, whatever. Why can I never remember her her ability name? Anyways, pure light. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, he has no way to really counter this. And again, I'm not trying to take it out on him. I'm just saying we're at the point where we could probably introduce some good photon counters. Like, Mr. Knight can even do this way better than this guy can. Actually, Mr. Knight was made specifically for photon, which I think gives Mr. Knight even more value than this guy, to be honest, because at least Mr. Knight is at least made for one of our premium defenders, right? So here's a fight I thought he'd do really good, because he's immune to, like, Spectre and stuff, and other things, but he doesn't, not really. He doesn't have a way to counter evade. I mean, Mr. Knight knows how to counter evade. Like, isn't it crazy? The more I talk about this guy, the more mad I'm getting, because now I'm realizing, is Mr. Knight better? Oh no, and Mr. Knight's pretty mid. Yeah, he has no way to counter evade. And watch, I want you to see this, because later on in the fight, she turns off my unstoppable. Yeah, there it is. It's gone. It's gone. So I'm completely without one of my abilities for the rest of the fight, and I'm cooked. I'm cooked. So I think I just throw a special one or something and just KO myself. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe she didn't need to get nerfed, ladies and gentlemen. Well, then I was thinking, excuse me, maybe like Rhino, you know, because he goes unstoppable and Rhino goes unstoppable, so that way he can, like, counter the unstoppable with unstoppable. You know what I mean? But no, not even this fight really felt good. I think we're still on the hunt for a good, really good Rhino counter. I mean, I think there's champions that can do it, right? You really, the key is to get the slow up. If you have a good slow, you can do it. I throw my special 3 here for the first time in the video. And it's cool because it helps you build up, incinerates a lot faster, but you end up in a situation where, like most special 3s, the opponent has a lot of power already, so you can't really use it to your full, the full, whatever you want to use it for, full capacity, whatever you want to call it. And so as you can see here, our unstoppables are kind of countering each other, but it's not really working. And just trying to remember to use my unstoppable is just really tough. There's just too much going on. I think I have a similar feeling about Mr. Knight, right? I was like, there's too much going on. This is a lot going on too. You want to keep track of your crush, and then your crush cooldown timer, and your unstoppable cooldown timer, and then the opponent's timers, and your incinerates, and yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, it's just maybe it's just a champion not for me. Maybe there's a high skill cap, but you know what I always say about high skill caps in this game? It's like, well, we have easier champions with lower skill caps that do way more damage. So why would I care to learn this character, right? So yeah, I mean, he's just a character to fill a gap, it feels like, which is unfortunate. You know, he didn't have to be, you know, I didn't get this feeling with Dracula in the sense of, like, being complicated. But anyways, well, with the Elena, I thought maybe he would counter the reversal, but as you can see, not really. But again, I don't know if I had my crush up because so much was going on. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Maybe his crush ignores reversal, but good luck getting it set up in a really pressure situation fight in Battlegrounds or something. I don't know. The last fight I'm doing is with Serpent. Or against Serpent. See if he has anything that would help with Serpent, and I'm just going to spoil it for you. Not really. He can do it if you play better. I tried to just to Dex, just to see if maybe there was something crazy going on, but no. Again, he can do this fine. If you try harder than me, you'd absolutely get this done fine. It's just nothing new there, which, again, I'm not trying to take it out on him. It's just I don't feel like there's any hard fight that he really counters. So in conclusion, I just am not 100% sure about Franken-Castle. He's clearly going to counter certain characters in the game like High Evolutionary, and Modok, those those auto block champions. But there's still times where that auto block doesn't really, that auto block can still trigger and cause you to get parried and whatnot. You just have to be very, very careful and really on time with your unstoppable and your crush and that kind of stuff. So I almost got a little more frustrated playing him than I did Mr. Knight. Even though I think that maybe he has better utility overall, Franken-Castle has better utility overall, and takes some fights much better when it's like a fight that he can really counter. When it comes to the bigger matchups, he really had a hard time. So I don't know. Leave your thoughts down below. Did I miss something when I was playing him? Was there something I did wrong? Have you? Have you seen any other gameplay? Because like I said in the beginning, this is what I see, and I kind of go off the deep dive, and I try my best to figure out ways he can be useful. But he's kind of giving me like Dracula vibes, where it's just not quite where we want him to be. I don't think he's gonna be that next chase champion, unfortunately, like a Photon or a Serpent or a Yelena or whatever it is. So that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and y'all take care.